Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Village of Fredonia for tonight's Board of Trustees meeting at 911 Church Street in Fredonia for this November 25th, 2024 at 7 o'clock. I'm your Mayor, Mike Ferguson. Let's please rise for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Trustee Esperson. Here. Trustee Wendell. Here. Trustee Twitchell. Here. Trustee Syracuse. Here. And Trustee Broccoli. Here. Both finance and clerk are unavailable for tonight's meetings and have been excused. So Mrs. Twitchell will be the official timekeeper for tonight's open portion. We'll call this meeting to order. Approval of minutes.
Whereas members of this board have read the official minutes of the Board of Trustees regular meeting of November 12, 2024, now therefore be it resolved that the board hereby approves the minutes as entered into the official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
This is the public portion of the meeting. For public comment, any member of the public wishing to speak, once recognized, shall stand at the microphone and state their name and address. Speakers will be allowed 3 minutes of speaking for themselves, 5 minutes of speaking on behalf of a legitimate group. I will ask the speakers to refrain from remarks that are in poor taste, slanderous, or not germane to any action taken or contemplated by the board. I believe we have one speaker tonight. Two, excellent. Who wants to go first?
Where's my
Ladies
microphone?
first.
I don't see a microphone. I'll shout. All right. Since it's Thanksgiving week, Ray and I thought this would be a good time to come and just thank the board. Because we learned, like I think last week or the week before, that his series on the water that he wrote for the school newspaper took the #1 spot at Syracuse University at their fall conference.
Awesome.
Which means that of all the newspapers throughout New York State, Long Island, everywhere, he was like the #1 writer in the whole conference. So he won this beautiful plaque. And I dropped off copies of the paper. I don't know if you saw them, but there were 3 issues, and he did a lot of photography. He spent hours interviewing people, and he tried so hard to keep it neutral and, try to show there was conflict, but to do it in a fair, balanced way. And so he wanted to come and thank you, and you all, every single one of you spoke to him and gave him your time, and we appreciate that. And the 2 new board members, you missed out, but I'm sure, he might catch up with you. But you were new on the board, so he thought he would just, to get everything. But it says a lot for the mayor and for this board. I think you gave him over 2 hours. I mean, you spent a lot.
He deserves it. I mean, he put in the time and effort.
And so, and he wants to speak himself, but he's not going to brag about himself, So I thought I could at least say, I think we can all applaud him for the work he's done. He spent a lot of time, and he, he was a sophomore. He's a junior now, but for a sophomore to take that on, and it was, he came up with the idea himself. He, he took it on himself. He really didn't want any help from anybody. He knew what he was doing. So I think that, we really thank you for helping out, helping the students. And you went way beyond what you needed to do. Okay. And so that says something positive about the community, I think. And the fact that you respected the student and were willing to trust him with your story. Because it really has been a story that's, full of all kinds of twists and turns and conflicts.
And continues.
It does, yes. But I sincerely thank you, and then I'll let Ray speak for himself.
Thank you.
Okay?
As you've just heard from my advisor, Mrs. Sedota, I recently won first place in New York State for best written work in a newspaper for my reporting on our village's water source and the debate surrounding it. I would like to take this opportunity to just say, sincerely, thank you. I truly couldn't have accomplished this without all the time and effort that's been taken by our village trustees, our village mayor, and people in the community who are passionate about this issue. While our work on the water system is far from done, I applaud the efforts of everyone here and everyone in the community who has taken their time, their effort to, really be involved in what's important. And I will continue to work hard to cover what's going on to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Good things are ahead for you. I believe that closes the public portion unless there's anybody else that wanted to speak this evening. Correspondence. Correspondence are dated November 8, 2024 was received from Dalton Gardner with the Department of Public Works resigning his position effective November 27, 2024.
Be it resolved that the resignation of Dalton Gardner with the Department of Public Works as of November 27, 2024 is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Let me mention that he merely took a position with another community, just so there's no misunderstanding there. Correspondence dated November 6, 2024 was received from the Secretary of the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Department, requested to remove Dakota Eric and Kelsey Bird from the active role.
Be resolved that Dakota Eric and Kelsey Bird are hereby removed from the active role of the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Department.
Second.
Trustee Esperson?
Aye.
Trustee Wendell?
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell?
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse?
Aye.
Trustee Brockler?
Aye.
Correspondence was received from the Fredonia Presbyterian Church, 219 Central Avenue in Fredonia, New York, announcing their Christmas festival and market on December 6th, 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. December 7th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. December 8th, 12 to 1 p.m. And that's it. I would like to take a moment, since my report's next, to thank Kevin Asteroy, Lauren Boyle, and the board of Embrace Fredonia for yesterday's outstanding decoration of the community for the holidays. I know Fredonia Girl Scouts were here. The Fredonia High School girls wrestling team was here as well. And there were about 30 volunteers that put in time. DPW today started hanging the actual lights and things that are going up for the holiday. And so we want to thank them for what they've done so far. There will be a Christmas tree in the gazebo, probably by the end of the week. And we also want to remind people that Festivals Fredonia Miracle on Main Street will be taking place first weekend in December. So thank you to everybody for making our holidays just a little bit brighter here in Fredonia. Before I go into the beef of my report, I thought it was interesting that we've had 8, almost 9 new businesses open in the village in the last 3 months. I think it speaks to Fredonia. I think it speaks to the lifestyle of Fredonia and the business community in Fredonia. We're looking to develop the downtown into a district where people know that when you come downtown there's a business area, there's an entertainment area. And I want to mention those businesses that just opened recently, just in case you're unfamiliar with them. Beyond Support Network, Revival Nutrition, the White Inn, of course, all 3 on Main Street. As of January, EBC will be under new ownership and is currently being run as Monster Beach Brewery. Western Division Credit Union on Main Street opened this week. Family Health Medical Services on Eagle Street. The Bodega on Main Street, formerly Subway, which was closed for many years. Taqueria Mexicana on Water Street. And the complete renovation of Fredonia Place Assisted Living and Memory Care. So that's quite an accomplishment and shows the belief in people. When I used to work in Buffalo, a lot of folks figured that the Pagula family was the ones who made the big turnaround in the city of Buffalo. It was not. It was the Terminys and the Jamals and the Croces, those people that have successful businesses that were waiting to see the promise of the medical center and what was coming in Buffalo, that decided to reinvest in multiple businesses. And they were the ones who turned that around. We thank all those people who were mentioned for investing in our community. And we thank the businesses that are currently here because they too continue to reinvest in the community and make Fredonia strong from a business standpoint. We also want to I want to announce, and I've only had a chance to talk to a couple of board members about this, I'll be putting a resolution on the table Wednesday at our workshop to return workshops back to these pre-start to these meetings. So after January 1st, they will go to 6 p.m. for the workshop, and then 7 o'clock for the bulk of the main trustees meeting. We're going to do that. I'm going to start with that in a 6-month trial to see if that works best. It was requested by a number of the board, including myself. So after January, we will go back to one night, 2 meetings a month, beginning at 6 o'clock with the workshop and the main meeting at 7 o'clock. The rest of my report, we spoke yesterday at the Chautauqua County Club Association at the Beaver Club, thanking them for their continued service to our community while mentioning the 8 new businesses, 9 I guess, that have opened recently in downtown core. We participated in Embrace Fredonia decorating of the village core yesterday as well. On another note, I want to thank and remind people that Festivals Fredonia, as we mentioned, will be holding Miracle on Main Street on Saturday, December 7th. We encourage all local businesses to please take the time to decorate your business. We want to thank the folks at the Literacy Center for the beautiful job they've done so far, and other businesses that have already started decorating for the holiday. I want to thank former Chief Dave Ortolano of the City of Dunkirk. Dave was an officer in our community for over 40 years of service with law enforcement, not only to Dunkirk, but also mutual aid to the village of Fredonia, different investigations with the county and Fredonia Police as well. They served this community very, very well, and it's a well-deserved retirement. So Chief Ortolano, thank you for everything that you've done for this community for 40 years. On the 21st, we met with college officials and professors to continue discussions concerning the reservoir, possible foresting throughout that area, the depth of the current reservoir, and concerning landslides that have taken place over the past 100 years. The meeting was also attended by Trustees Waddell and Esperson. On Wednesday, November 20th, I, along with Trustee Michelle Twitchell, attended the ribbon cutting on the new second location of Western Division Federal Credit Union on Main Street. The event was broadcast live on Facebook by the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce. We wish the management and staff of the new location continued success in the coming years and thank them for choosing Fredonia for their newest location. Also on the 20th, I participated in County Executive Wendell's monthly Mayors and Supervisors meeting via Zoom from the county offices. Lively discussions took place about various solar and wind projects throughout the county. I also reported on the increase of businesses in our village, along with proposed solar projects, water updates, etc. Discussions were held about some consolidation discussions taking place throughout the county as well as the state. On Tuesday the 19th, my wife and I attended the dinner of the Literacy Volunteer Organization in the Route 5 complex in Dunkirk. Frankly, I was amazed and brought to tears, getting softer as I get older, hearing the incredible success stories of these volunteers and their students, helping people gain knowledge not only of how to read, but also develop a mastery of the English language, which has propelled them to successful careers right here in our own backyard. If you've never been there, please come downtown. They also have a bookstore that supports their volunteer efforts throughout the year. Finally, on November 19th, Trustee Esperson and I met with officials of the IDA and County Planning Board to discuss additional resources for planning and applying for New York DRI and New York Forward grants. We've got a lot of work ahead of us on it. I want to thank IDA Director Mark Geis and his team, incredibly helpful, and we thank them for their time. Earlier in the morning, Trustees Brockler, Esperson, and I held our first business roundtable in my chambers. These meetings that we will hold monthly with 3 to 4 local business owners or operators to hear their concerns, suggestions, and ways that we can continue to address their needs and help build a solid and welcoming downtown core for many years to come. So sorry about the lengthy report, but I didn't have one last meeting. So with that, we'll go to the trustee and committee reports. Trustee Brockler.
Well, I have attended the business roundtable, and I've continued to go up and down Main Street a bit, just talking to various business owners and operators, just to get a sense of what they feel about the village and what they see that we need. And I hope to continue to do that, and I look forward to how that goes in the future. And that's all I've got for right now.
Trustee Esperson.
Yeah, as the mayor said, he and I and Trustee Wandel met with some the geology and environmental science professors at SUNY Fredonia, and there was a long discussion, probably a third of which I understood because I'm not a science major, but they went over the rate of erosion, the amount of soil that has entered the reservoir. They showed us where the landslides were. And I walked away with that meeting thinking that as long as the reservoir is used as a source of our drinking water, my opinion is that we don't forest it until such time, if such time comes, we're no longer using that for drinking water. I just don't think it would be safe at this point, based on everything I heard, for us to forest it right now. So my recommendation is we put that on hold. I'd also like to say, we've got a party interested in the solar project on Clinton Street. The planning board brought us a law that they had created, and it was given back to them because I think they were reviewing some questions that Trustee Twitchell had. Well, I'm asking that they bring that back to us as soon as possible, so we can schedule a public hearing on that. I don't know what kind of time frame this company is looking at, but I think it's something that we need to expedite. We may remember last year, 2 years ago, 3 of the trustees currently on this board approved a resolution that we pledged to adopt New York State climate smart community elements, one of which includes a shift to clean renewable energy, smart land use, and supporting a green economy. Now, if we don't think that the site chosen on the end of Clinton Street is a suitable site, then there's not one in the village. That site has been empty probably since as long as the village has been incorporated. It's swampland that no one will ever need. So if we don't approve that spot, then there's no spot in Fredonia that's going to be approved. So I would like the planning board to bring that to us as soon as possible. I also want to announce that Saturday at Domus Fair, the holiday trivia event is taking place, hosted by Embrace. They did last year. We had a great time, and I'd recommend getting a team together, signing up, and coming on down. It really is a good time. That's all I got.
Thank you. Trustee Syracuse?
I just want to thank Embrace Fredonia, our village DPW, and also the city of Dunkirk that always lends us a truck so we can hang our things up on the poles. Downtown looks great.
We got a flashy light on the tree now too.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. There's one that seems to flash, and it's right on Main Street.
We got some others, I think, coming up.
So,
tomorrow's day 2 of putting up the lights. So.
We may need to not have that flash. Because it was pretty striking to me as I was turning at the light. I went, whoa.
Draws attention. Trustee Twitchell.
Yes, I want to thank Trustee Esperson for putting off the logging at the reservoir, because I do believe that would be the wrong choice at this time to do. And I also have some other reports. In late October, this board was requested to review the draft solar law prepared by the planning board and make any suggestions we feel necessary to strengthen the law. I made 5 specific additions to the industrial solar provisions of the draft solar law and presented these to this board at our November 6th workshop meeting. I forwarded these suggestions to the planning board, and then I attended the last week's planning board meeting to present them personally and answer questions they may have. Since then, I have forwarded to the Planning Board additional suggestions related to a separate section of the solar law covering battery electric storage systems. In brief, I am concerned that the battery section of the draft solar law refers all concerns to the current New York State Uniform Electrical Code, which offers insufficient protection to village residents and specific issues related to battery safety. These issues are primarily related to emergency procedures to be followed in case of battery fires and proper oversight and training of first responders to the event of battery fires. I am also concerned about precise placement of batteries, the noise limits of batteries, and inspection of batteries following severe weather events. We've all learned of catastrophic battery fires which require shelter in place or evacuation orders due to release of highly poisonous smoke and fumes. New York State experienced 3 battery electric storage fires within 3 months in the summer of 2023. One of these fires required firefighters to apply water on the site for 4 days. Residents within a square mile of the fire were told to shelter in place for several hours. Following these fires, Governor Hochul announced a working group of agencies charged with drafting new regulations into the state's Uniform Electrical Code. The comment period for the new regulations ended this September 24th, and the proposed draft regulations have not yet been adopted. I've asked the Planning Board to consider delaying a revised draft solar law until the new regulations have been adopted so that their law provides for the greatest allowable protection for village residents. I also attended the November 14th meeting of the North Chautauqua County Water District. At that meeting, Chairman Pecos explained that the village will not be responsible for paying back the county's $5+ million it has loaned to the district if we were to join the district. It was explained by Chairman Pecos that the April failure of the connection between the district and the village to provide us with emergency water was not due to conditions described in the contract. I enjoyed meeting with Mr. Pecos a few days later to better understand the obligations of the contract, but I remain skeptical of future ability of the connection to provide us with water. And I also attended the November meeting at the Darwin R. Barker Library and Museum Association last week. The association is proud to announce that Kitty Crow has stepped up to fill the president's chair previously occupied by Jeff Adams. Jeff's impactful leadership for the past few years is obvious to all observers. Mandy Shep has been elected to serve as a new member of the association's board of directors. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Trustee Wandel.
Thank you, Mayor. On November 18th, 1 week ago today, I met with Dr. John Townsend along with Trustee Twitchell to discuss the forestry impact on our reservoir. That was quite informative, as well as a meeting we had at the college, which was discussed previously by the mayor and Trustee Esperson at the college geology, with the college geology staff on campus. And again, to discuss the impact of forestry and also the current state of the reservoir. Lot of information there, quite informative. On November 22nd, which would have been last Friday, I met with the mayor to discuss various village issues. And then on 11/25, which is today, I traveled to Hamburg, the village of Hamburg, to draft out a significant amount of money so that I could open up a CD at our brand new Western Federal Credit Union here. But I say that only to support the local business that just opened. That's it.
Thank you. There's no treasurer's report for tonight. Additional reports, code enforcement. We are proud to say that 31 permits have been issued during this time period of this report. The estimated cost of the work for the month of October was over $1,615,035. These are people investing in building, repairing, transferring homes from college back to family homes, new builds, a lot of things going on. We had 31 permits issued in the month of October, 42 inspections, certificate of occupancy 90, certificate of compliance 9, violations found 3, violations satisfied after re-inspections 3. Fees collected for permits $8,462.80, rental fees $410, certificates of compliance $150, zoning fees $450, for a total of $9,472. For rentals, permit inspections were 9, renewals were 07, property maintenance found 1, removed 0, junk cars and parts found 0 new, but 4 were removed in the month of October. Annual fire inspections 4, fire notification appearance tickets 0, complaints 3, complaints satisfied 3, and demolitions, 1 demolition we had, and stop work order 1. They were issued because of improper construction practices or failure to get building permits. Second report is the Fredonia Police Department report for the month of October. Total incidents reported 1,043. Fredonia Central School calls for service 3. Accidents 18. Arrests reported 44. Vehicle and traffic incidents 109. Domestic incidents 10. No report on parking tickets as the computer for the court was down at the time. I will reiterate that some of these were due to people not stopping while individuals are crossing the crossroads. In this country, if a person safely enters the crosswalk, it is the law that you stop your car, no matter which direction you're going, and allow them to cross safely. They're clearly marked with yellow pedestrian signs and with white markings in the road. Short of shooting out people's tires, it's the law. You have to stop. So please keep that in consideration in the hopes that one of your family members or yourself does not fall victim to somebody who's not paying attention. Resolutions.
Be it resolved, the village board authorizes the village clerk to advertise for a laborer with the Department of Public Works effective immediately.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Whereas the Village of Fredonia Board did pass a resolution at the June 13th, 2024 special meeting allowing Twin Star Business Solutions to offer voluntary supplemental insurance and a participatory wellness plan to employees, now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees hereby rescinds the resolution adopted by the Board on June 13th, 2024, a copy of which is on file in the Village Clerk's office, 911 Church Street, Fredonia, New York.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Nay.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Whereas the proposed agreement between the Village of Fredonia and Town of Pomfret has been presented to this board, which agreement is for the purpose of providing fire protection to the Town of Pomfret, Fire Protection District Number 1 by the Village of Fredonia set forth in said agreement. Whereas the proposed agreement shall be for a 3-year period commencing January 1st, 2025, ending at midnight December 31st, 2027. Whereas the proposed agreement provides that the Town of Pomfret pays the Village of Fredonia for said service as follows. In the year 2025, $540,489 payable on March 1st, 2025. Year 2026, $549,948 payable on March 1st, 2026. Year 2027, $559,572 payable March 1st, 2027. Whereas the Town of Pomfret has agreed to provide for the flushing, maintenance, repair, and replacement of fire hydrants that are not operational in the fire district, whereas the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Department will receive 17.5% of the annual payment for their services, and the village shall set aside 17.5% of said payment for fire apparatus purchase upon joint approval of the Village Board of Trustees and the Fredonia Volunteer Fire Department. Now therefore be resolved that said agreement is hereby approved. The mayor is hereby authorized and directed to sign said agreement on behalf of the Village of Fredonia contingent upon approval by the town of Pomfret.
Second.
Trustee Brockler,
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse,
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell,
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye. And I may add, the town of Pomfret did approve it.
Correct.
That's been approved, sorry.
Be it resolved that the mayor and the board of trustees are hereby authorized to attend the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce annual meeting on Friday, December 13th, 2024, starting at 12 noon at the White Inn at a cost not to exceed $210.
It's an excellent phrase there, at the White Inn. I'm very pleased to hear it. Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye, and that $210 isn't per trustee, by the way. That's total cost for all of us if we only say to go.
Right.
Want to get that out there.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Whereas a memorandum dated November 19th, 2024 was received from Police Chief Dave Price recommending that Officer Ben Kravitz be appointed to the position of Permanent Police Sergeant. Now therefore be it resolved that Officer Ben Kravitz, having passed the Civil Service Sergeant's exam, is hereby appointed to Permanent Police Sergeant with the Village of Fredonia Police Department at a rate of $41.66 per hour.
Second.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
And I'm sure I speak on behalf of the entire board when I say congratulations to Sergeant Ben Kravitz on his appointment. And we look forward to many more years of service for Ben. Thank you. If there's no other need to go into executive session,
Actually, I'm going to make a motion we enter executive session to discuss employment within the Department of Public Works.
Second.
Trustee Brockler,
Aye.
Trustee Wendell,
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell,
Aye.
Trustee Esperson,
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next meeting of the Village of Fredonia Board of Trustees workshop will take place Wednesday, December 4th. Actually, yes, that will be the last one, at 2024 at 9 a.m. in the trustee room, second floor, Village Hall. Thank you very much. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy the holidays, and come on downtown and shop locally and enjoy the holiday lights. Congratulations once again, and have a great evening, everybody. Thank you, Chip.